Alright, back again. Let's do some, I'll do some extraction and show you a different method of kind of pulling geometry from existing geometry. So I want to subdivide this guy up a bit more. So let's take him up. Yeah, he's about 1/2 mil there. Let's see how he looks when when I mask. So and if I hold down Control for the masking brush, I want to put my focal shift down, kind of tight here, so that it's making good. And I want to make my draw size a little bit bigger. That's probably a little bit too big. Let's see, somewhere. Yeah, that's probably fine. And this one I could do, I could turn on symmetry if I wanted to make two pieces, or I could make one piece and then mirror it. But I'm going to turn on symmetry just to show that it works. So I'm going to paint a mask here on this guy, sort of masking out where I want that geometry to be. And it doesn't have to be too fine for this. In fact, it might actually work better if it's somewhat coarse. But get it, just try to get it as smooth edged as possible. Not too many lumps in it. And this is looking pretty good. So this might work okay. It's probably a bit much geometry up there, but I'll work with this. So here, just a little bit more. Yeah. All right, and that looks fine. And then from that, I want to come over here to Subtool and Extract. Let's open that up. And you can just click on it and run it and see what you get. And you see that kind of push things, it extracts that geometry out, and it's got a little bit rough edges. And also, this is just a preview, so if I move around, that's going to go away. And so I'd have to kind of reposition my view here and then run extract again just to get a sense of what it's doing. So right away I can tell that's a little bit too thick, so let's take that to about half that, so 0.01 maybe, and let's do extract. Yeah, it's looking better. And then I can turn my smoothing up on this, so let's turn that up quite a bit. That's better. The other thing I can also do is I can uncheck the little maintain the topology button there and try that. Yeah, and so see, that's giving me a lot better result from that. So let's see, let's try that. Yes, also it's looking a little bit too thick, so let's maybe go to let's try it at 0.075 maybe. Yeah, that's looking better. All right, so that's looking pretty good. And once you've got this doing what you want, then you can just hit accept, and it will then create a new subtool of that extract. And I can go down to it, and let's hide this guy. Now, one thing to notice is that it keeps the mask on there. So you run the risk of, or not run the risk, but just understand that. In some cases this can be very helpful, because then that lets you sort of work on these edges out here with the rest of it masked, and so you can do some kind of cool things that way. But in this case I don't need to worry about that, so I'm just going to clear my mask. Let's turn on polyframes, take a look at this thing. A couple things you can notice right off the bat is that it polygroups it top, sides, and bottom differently. It also has creased the edges. You can kind of see a little double line in there indicating that there's a creased edge there, so that if you sub D this, so Control D a few times, see it's up there around 300,000, but it keeps that crisp edge on it because of that creasing. So just understand that. Also, let's see, let's undo all that all that subdivision. Yeah, back to the mask again, so let's redo clearing the mask. You can notice this stuff comes in pretty high in terms of the poly count, so this may not be the best thing to use a Nanomesh brush on. So one thing I will likely do is I'm just going to Z-remesh this thing to get it back down into something that's a little more reasonable. So let's come down in here to my subtool, and first of all I'm going to duplicate this, and just in case in case I screw something up, and then I'm going to come down to my geometry and ZRemesher. Yeah, and here I actually probably going to have to drag this counter rather than doing the half. Although I might be able to run the half and then run it again, just to see what happens. So let's let it kind of run through that. Yeah, not bad. Also, yeah, that kind of I didn't have keep groups turned on, and I definitely want to do that. So let's do that. Let's see, let's run it at half. Okay, yeah, there's around 12. Run that again. And just keep running it until you get something that is a little more reasonable. Yeah, it's starting to get there. Yeah, so let me undo that, back out to here, or you can come in and just turn on this, and this is in the thousands here, so it would be 50,000 here. It'd actually make it bigger probably. In my case, let's try 2 and uncheck the half, and let's remesh it. Yeah, that's not bad. Still a little bit dense. Let's go for half that and Z-remesh it. Alright, yeah, that's looking pretty good. Looks like it crunched it in a little bit there on the edge, but that's okay. I'm gonna split all that out anyway. And then it's also, if this is still a bit much, you can do a little bit of loop removal here with the let's make that draw size really small. With the Z-modeler tool, so I'll tap K, bring up my Z-modeler brush, and get over some of those loops, and maybe take out, say, every other one. Oh, yeah, until you get up to right in here where they kind of, yeah, you see how it sort of splits out over there. Let's see if we can fix that. I think so, yep. Take my edge to delete, and just start deleting out edges. Oh, I might have to do some burr welding rather than deleting. Or if none of this is satisfactory, just keep running the running this thing at half until you get something that's coarse enough to do what you want. Actually, yeah, that looks pretty good. And then, if I do then need to have a little bit of extra geometry out here on these guys, see, I want to, instead of delete, I want to insert, and this time I want to insert multi, because I want to add kind of a, I want to have it sort of like this, where I've got this loop in here in the middle, and then there I'll want to scale that inner loop, and I want to set my target to let's see, I can do it either with polyloop or polygroup, and let's try it with polygroup. So that, yeah, lets me kind of scale that out. Boy, it's really tight with the edge here. There, get that bumped out just a little bit. Yeah, see, maybe a little bit more, not that much. Ooh, well, I'll have to play around with that part of it, but you start to see the idea. All right, let me get rid of this, and I'll come back and try to wrap things up.